What's up, everybody, and welcome to an all-new episode of Casters of Horror. I'm Chris Mess.
I'm Shane, and this week we hole up in the apartment that is all infested.
Ooh, well done.
AKA Evil Dead Rise, but with spiders.
Yeah! With, creepy, crawly spiders.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. When we talked about doing this one, I was like, because I remember the first film that I ever watched, horror film that I ever watched as a kid was Arachnophobia. And that messed me up with spiders ever since then. And I was like, oh, what are we getting into with this one? So anyway, this film...
I'm a big fan of spiders myself, so...
No. This film is a French film. It is on Shudder. You guys can check it out on there. It was written and directed by Sebastian Venisek and also co-written by Florent Bernard. This came out, I believe, in France in 2023. Came out in the United States in 2024. I mean, I've seen a couple different dates on it. However, recently you can watch it on Shudder here in the United States as of 2024. Yeah. This is a film about a bunch of people who live in the same apartment complex, same flats, if you will. And one of the individuals, Theo, he's played by Theo. His name's Caleb. One of the young men that are there at the house has an affinity for reptiles, spiders, insects, things like that. He wants his own zoo basically someday. And he ends up coming across a rare spider, highly venomous spider, unbeknownst to him of what it could actually do. And he ends up taking it home and it gets loose. And then from there on, the creepy crawlies become everywhere.
Very quickly too.
This thing multiplies so fast.
Yeah.
It's giving me the chills just thinking.
I know. I'm sitting here thinking about it, and like I can feel them crawling on me.
After I watched it, after I finished and everything, I started seeing shadows places, and I'm like, what is that? What is that? Yeah. But anyway, so him and a bunch of his friends, they're trying to survive, basically. It's Evil Dead Rise with spiders.
Yeah.
So anyway, French film subtitles. So make sure you guys are ready to read, unless you know French, and then you're on your way. Oui. But anyway, as far as creature features and things like that, I'm not a huge creature feature guy. That's not my thing. Especially spiders. I've been dreading this one ever since it came up on our radar, and I was like, oh man. Yeah. But
this isn't even the only spider-based horror film I've been wanting to see this year.
No, so. I know. You also wanted to see Sting, and I was like, luckily I heard it wasn't that great. We're kind of like, should we not? Do we waste the time? Anyway, what were your thoughts on this one?
Well, I know, like, you had messaged me at one point saying that you felt that, like, it took a little bit to really get going.
Yeah, that was about 45 minutes into the film before it really, for me, felt like it was started getting into the film.
Yeah, and we should say that this film starts with a bang. Right?
Yes, it does.
Like the opening scene that explains how these spiders are able to even get to someone who can buy them, buy them likely illegally, I might add.
Yes.
Pretty good opening. I really didn't feel like it took that long, once things started moving to really get into it. But
Now,
um,
with that being said, though, when I did said it to, when I said that it took 40 to 45 minutes to get into it,
yeah,
it's not that the setup wasn't good.
yeah,
The setup was good. Um, it's just I was like, is the payoff going to be worth it? Because now we've got an hour left and a whole lot of setup.
yeah.
What are we going to get for the last half of this thing?
I feel like they do a pretty good job once you get into it. They do a pretty good job of just keep hitting you over and over and over with these terrible creatures that can do all kinds of weird things with how they reproduce and how much they grow and what they can do. There are a lot of really creepy shots in this
Yes,
film, right?
yes,
And really, really disturbing things that these spiders, that you have scenes you see with them. So
yeah.
I gotta say, for me personally, being, and maybe this is because I don't like spiders. Uh,
Hmm.
this movie freaked me out. I mean, it was creepy and spooky.
Yeah.
I thought it was really well done. If I had any one bad thing to say about it, is I felt like every single character in this movie hit every terrible decision movie trope that they could possibly hit. Right? It was just terrible decision after terrible decision, and it just kept going
Yeah,
on
yeah,
and
I
on
could
like
see
that.
that. I could see that.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, the characters, I thought, they were. I mean, in that setup process, you did get a feel for, caring for these different characters and things like
yeah,
that. Um, there were some things that I was just like, well, that doesn't make sense at all, and they're just like, well, it it's because of this, and I'm like,
yeah,
how do you know?
yeah,
How do you know that for some reason these spiders don't like the light?
yeah.
And it's like, it's
Well,
so
and see, they kind of figure that out, right? It's not like they automatically know. There's a point where, like, they're like, "Don't you get it?" Because he kind of sees by something he does that they shied away from the light, right? So there was a minimal setup for that, at least, right?
very minimal.
What where
I
I
will give
thought,
you minimal.
but at least they address it. It's not like he just automatically knew, right? He actually
He
saw.
came to the realization of it pretty damn fast.
He did. He did. Well, where I thought you were going to go with that was there's this scene where they trap and they're trying to kill one of the spiders, right?
Yeah.
And and it seems like they do it, and they move this thing away, and just like a billion spiders.
Oh
So
yeah.
so, so I'm like, what did this thing like disintegrate into spiders or something?
That's what it seemed like.
I know it
Yeah.
wasn't really clear.
It was like the slime creatures on Minecraft. You kill
Yeah,
one, it multiplies into a bunch of other ones. You kill that one, and they multiply again.
yeah,
It was like that.
yeah,
So
and that's just one of the several different ways that these things kind of like spread and reproduce, right? So maybe there's not a lot of consistency there, other than like, hey, let's just make these things as horrifying as possible. And if that was their goal, they nailed
yeah,
it.
they worked it out in a very
Yeah,
French way. Um, yeah, no. There's a scene in a hallway, a corridor
yes,
that's pretty intense.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and I'll just leave it at that. If you have anything against spiders, um, okay, if you don't have anything against spiders, you will after this scene.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
just one of those horrifying. I never want to be in that
Oh man, that
situation.
hallway scene is what I was talking. One of the things I was talking about when I said there's some really great
Yeah,
shots, because that is a very, very well done scene.
yeah,
It is
yeah.
super creepy.
And it's not like it just is all of a sudden, oh, there's all these. It's you start to see this spread
Oh yeah,
going
yeah,
on. So it's like boom, 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 and you start to see it becoming more and more of a thing. But
yeah,
um, the way it gets out, the way that it moves, gets out of the building, out of the room, out of the everything.
yeah.
It just, um, I thought it was well done. I thought they
I,
did a great job with it.
I do. I liked it.
So yeah, so for me, it got a very from me, and probably the same from you.
Yep. Great
Um,
movie. Do not want to watch it again.
yeah, yeah, no, I'll
So,
pass. I'll pass. But if you guys want to read through this film or just check it out, you can watch it on Shutter. It is on there currently to watch. And if you're going to watch it in French, you can come to Vermines, I believe
yeah,
is how it might be pronounced. But yeah, it's worth checking out.
yeah.
So give it a
Good one.
watch for sure. So, um, oh man,
And you know what? I
I
feel like, like back in the '90s, I feel like we got a ton of things like this, right?
yeah,
Right? Spiders, killer bees, something, whatever,
yeah,
And so I don't know.
tomatoes,
Yeah, yes. Tornadoes that spawn spiders. I mean, I don't
yeah,
know. So I feel like it's been a while since we've had a good horrific spider flick. So I thought
yeah.
this was a pretty decent one.
Well, they nailed it on the spider's head on this one. So anyway, make sure you guys check it out. It's on Shutter. Let us know what you guys think of this one. Put it down in the comments down below. And while you're there, make sure to hit like and subscribe. Um, share all your creepy crawlies with us because we want to hear from you. So anyway, this is the reason why it's called Shutter. If
Yeah.
not for any other film, this is the reason why. So
Yep.
anyway, yeah, let us know what you guys think, and we'd love to hear from you. And let us know some other films that you guys want us to check out as well, because we're always on the lookout for new things to come across our way. So anyway, with that being said, until the next episode, I'm Chris Mess.
I'm Shane.
Get the hell out of here. All right, we'll see you guys.